All right. Let's have a look. Let's share this stuff. Let's share the word. Share the word of the Lord.
Where is the link? I want the
First,
link.
you need to refresh.
I need the link. Oh,
You need to refresh.
It's here.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay.
All right. I have a link.
Alright,
No,
share
I
here.
need-
No, I will share there.
I need a URL to put over here. I need a URL. Bomba. Get comments. Let's see if we get some comments. Hello. Testing. Comments. I need to see. Get comments. Haha.
Okay.
Yeah. Comments are working. We're good.
So I'm trying to share this. I almost hit record.
Okay, let's turn off the sound, or YouTube is gonna is gonna close this. All right, let me share this on my page. You guys should be seeing some pictures of my making of the Spark, my movie. Let me just share this on my personal page. Share on my timeline. Yes. With X Squad. Post. All right. I just need this. And we are ready to go. Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
Let's
Are
go.
we?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Now you can see me. I need to understand if people are able to see me, because right now my picture is stopped. So let me just refresh. Yeah, this is working. So, hello. Welcome to RTC Podcast. Today, because this is not all about work, we're going to have a bit of fun. So, to have some fun, of course, we need to go RC. It's my favorite hobby from long time ago. And there is a new thing. There's a new sheriff in town that is called drone racing. Cars are fun, but cars don't fly. Or when they fly, they always go back. So we have some guests tonight. And my guests, hello. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
We have Vasco, Mateus, and David.
Goo.
David Goo.
David
That
Goo.
is actually the surname.
Yeah, it's
Goo.
good. Just go. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. I call my son Goo because it's Gustav, so it's
yeah.
Goo. It's just a
Sometimes-
short name.
Here's David Gustav.
Yeah.
Ah.
With an F though.
Oh, it's Gustav.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Sometimes we can call David like Gugu.
Call me whatever you want. As long as you call me go fly.
All right, so we already have a few people, like six guys joining in. And
Hello,
saying-
Pedro.
Uh-huh.
Pedro. It's from X Squad to Pedro Cunha.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hi Pedro. So, guys, tell me everything. So, I know a few things about this. So the guy that introduced me was Noah Schnapp. It's a colleague of mine from Scanline VFX. One day he was using a tiny whoop, those tiny little drones around the kitchen, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Because he was using the goggles. I was like, are you joking with me? Can you actually use FPV goggles with such a tiny thing? And it's like, yeah, we're gonna have a race now. I was like, whoa, okay, drone racing this tiny? Yeah, it's an office. We can go to an office and actually race in there. So this was my first contact with this, and this was less than a year ago. This is probably 6 months ago. and it escalated. So, guys, tell me what is this thing? What is all about this drone racing? Where did this start?
Yeah, I start to see this in France actually on YouTube channel, and I put something like drones and start to appear as an image like someone. It's like Star Wars racing in the woods.
I remember.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
this is a
saw that.
very old
I was
video.
actually already flying a
For
little
me,
bit.
it's where it started. Okay.
I saw that with
Yeah.
those LEDs.
With
You look
yeah.
like X-wings and TIE fighters going through the
yeah.
woods.
And I was
remember that.
hypnotized with that. I think myself, I have to do that. I have to do that.
I saw this guy fly an airplane in Brazil through some tunnels with this like RC airplane, an FPV, and I
Yeah.
started flying with those guys. They were flying bigger drones than just FPV, and I was buying stuff, and they showed me some smaller quads, but they weren't going at the speeds they're going today. So then I started flying a little bit when I met these guys. That's when I started flying also for real. So
That's when shit hit the fan.
no way there could go that fast. This guy, and he's like, wow, like, all right, I need to do that.
So, but I remember that you started this with those big drones for photography, right? So
Yeah.
I remember you having a Phantom.
Yeah,
okay?
Phantom.
We have a Phantom here today, right? So before going to the racing drones, let's just introduce the drones that we usually see in the stores. So this is what? This is a Phantom.
This is the Phantom 3, yeah. This is probably my. I've had a couple of DJI products, but this is the one I've worked with. This. I actually most of the quads I have today
Mhm.
have been paid by using this drone or other DJI drones like Inspire
Mhm.
1, Inspire 2. So this is like your commercial drone, or you're like go to the store, get a drone to film your vacation or whatever.
Sorry, Pedro is saying the mic is off.
My mic is off.
Your
It's
mic
off.
is off. Mm.
Pedro,
Your mic.
Can you confirm this?
Mic is off.
How is my voice sound?
Why
strange,
is your
because we
mic
can
off?
hear. Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking too far away from it.
Maybe what if? Yeah, because we can hear. If we can hear,
Okay.
this should be fine.
Let's continue and we'll.
Can you? Can you
build.
So whoa, now it's really loud.
oh.
Get down.
I can cut a bit here. All right, guys. Let us know if the mic is on for the vid.
Awesome. So this is basically a drone that is super simple to fly. Anybody can learn how to fly this in a weekend. Of course, you can also do stupid shit with this, which is what a lot of people do. Let's talk about that later. So this is basically the drone that people think of when you talk about drones. This
Mhm.
is the exact model that people think about is usually this drone. So because they're easy to fly, anybody can buy them.
This you can go to the store and get this out of the box. It brings the transmitter, it brings everything, right? It even has something like a GoPro, right?
Actually, this is almost better than a GoPro, this camera. But now you can even get one that's this size with the one inch sensor, which is incredible as well. So, but I mean, this is not racing drones, but this is what most people associate drones to. This drone right here.
Cool. All right. So Brian Bloss is saying, "I hear you loud and clear."
Hey,
So
Brian! That's a buddy of mine. And I met him through drones, and he makes these amazing shoots with time lapses with drones. So he's a cool guy.
oh, nice. All right. So from this consumer, let's call it consumer drone. These are the one. Actually, the first contact I had with drones, because I used to fly helicopters.
Yeah.
I used to fly a helicopter with a cord, and then I started flying an helicopter without a cord. With a cord, Hirobo, a helicopter that was one of the early versions with soft blades, with those counter rotating blades, and it has a cord.
A cord to it, so you're tethered to it.
Yeah, so it was actually pretty fun because you could fly for an hour, and the only thing is that you can't go too far. So the cord was like 5 or 6 meters.
How tempted were you to cut that cord and make it? Well, I know you must.
Yeah, but-
you thought about that every time you fly that.
Yeah. Maybe the cord is energy for the helicopter, no?
Oh man, I want to cut this thing here. How can I remove this? Now I have,
Brian Bloss there. I hear you loud and clear.
and it's still there.
So
It's
Brian, you're gonna have to pay us for you putting your ad on here on our page.
Oh.
now it's off. All right. So that was the first thing, and then when I first saw, I don't know, quads, was Phantoms, and I built a DJI F450 with my dad, and we put a GoPro. Basically, it's a Phantom, but with a proper board. It's a kit that you build, right? So that was my first contact. This was no racing drones. This was a drone for photography, right? So that is a drone for photography.
Yeah.
So you can take photography, you can take film, and now with the gimbals you can stabilize all of this
And
footage.
they're doing awesome stuff like mapping with these drones as well. So they're making 3D images and stuff. It's incredible.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice. So from going from this to racing drones, what do you need? What do people need? Because you don't see racing drones on the stores, right?
Yeah, no, it's you can see, but it's not very common. But I start to use racing drones. Nothing along with the DJI was about my 3D printer.
Mhm.
I bought a 3D printer, and I see an open source model from some American guys. I don't remember the name now. Actually, Pedro Cunha for our team started the race squads as the same reason I started. Was a 3D printer, so it's a model you can print, and you have only to join the electronic parts. So was what I was doing. I print the plastic parts, and I joined the electronic, and I started my first drone from there.
So
And
was the frame printed as well?
yeah, in plastic, yeah.
So it was not carbon fiber.
No, not
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Did it vibrate like hell?
I can't remember. I flight very. My flying was the hell then. I can't fly then. My skills was not
Did you
good enough.
have any experience with helicopters before? I don't recall you having a
little
helicopter.
ones, yeah, that kind of helicopters to ride in home. I'll show you one time.
Yeah.
It's very small helicopters, but not the big ones. Like Marco and our team X Squad, Marco have many experience with the
But I know
helicopters.
you got an airplane. I know you won't let me fly, but I know you got an airplane.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. Before
we
before
had airplanes, the tiny ones, the Minium.
Yeah, but after that ones, I was obsessed to film with GoPro in the air. So in that time, I don't know DJI is not appear. It's was earlier. So I tried to fly a aeroplane, that big ones, just to in the sphere.
They're almost like gliders, but they got
It's a glider. Yeah, it's a glider. And I put a GoPro in the front, and I tried to fly it with that thing to get image from the air, and was amazing. And I tried to film in some spots. It's crazy because you need space to land that kind of plane. So I tried to fly that kind of planes in very tight places,
areas.
like
And then you
valleys
crashed it.
and yeah.
And then you
I have to
crashed
land
it.
on the trees and something like that. Yeah. And another time was a
You
very
like to fly in
a
tight
very
places?
foggy day. It was a very foggy day, and me and my friend Edgar, we tried to fly that airplane with GoPro in the very nice place, but it was very foggy day.
Did you have FPV?
No FPV, just
line of sight.
just
and
yeah. So
It was so difficult.
yeah, I sent the plane, and the fog was okay. I can see about 10 meters, but it looks better. But when I launched the airplane, he disappears on the fog.
Try it again.
No, I saw it by instinct. I managed to get back with the airplane, and he crashed near. It was
guys
very lucky.
You must remember, and I know if you built that F450, do you remember
Yeah.
the first time you got GoPro footage? It was shaky as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, this is insane.
Oh,
But
yeah.
today
Oh, yeah.
It's so much better, and you were like, this is incredible. I remember first time I flew a drone, I put a There
Crazy.
was like no gimbals, no nothing. You're like, everybody needs to see this.
Come on, I was putting my GoPro on that drone, and I've never flew a drone. So can you imagine how crazy it was for me to put a really expensive camera on something that I didn't know it was capable of flying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, let me fly this first without the camera and then let me risk it for a bit. And I did that, but it was always with a, I don't know, it has the GPS lock and stuff, but I don't trust it. I always need to have something that connects me to that. So that's why FPV I always thought it would be too complicated. But no, it was actually quite fun. Quite fun.
Lose the quad or the drones or
Never. I'm always really careful. Even with the cars and stuff, I'm the guy that saves material forever. When someone is doing like a national championship with 3 or 4 cars, I was the guy that one car would go from the beginning until the end of the year with one motor and stuff. So
like back on his drones, one drone.
And,
What did he bring out? We went to fly. I had 2 quads. One had props on. The other one was like, I know I'm not gonna fly that. It shows up like, what did he have? 11 quads.
11 quads.
He had 11 quads. Like 2 burnt out, 1 crashed. That was so funny.
but you see, 2 of them was
Because he goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to have,
All right. So let's explain to people how. Hello. Não funciona. His microphone is not working. Oh, I
you
don't
can
know.
share.
But it's working here. But it's working here. I don't know why.
So, can you guys hear?
Yeah, we hear here. Yeah.
Look, he says he lost his.
Yeah, Pedro was saying we can, the volume is low. It's what Pedro is saying. Yeah. Yeah. We put here in the middle and we speak out loud.
I don't know if that's gonna work.
It's
But-
like
Can you guys can hear me loud, right? 'Cause
I can
hear
hear.
you loud.
So if
Yeah,
it's through here,
It should be good.
it should be good. It should be
Yeah.
good, guys. Can you tell us?
Interwebs.
Can you tell
hear
us?
me?
Yeah. Can you tell us if you can hear David?
yeah, but
Choo, 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 choo,
Brian
choo.
Bloss can hear me well.
Well, yeah. Brian Boss is saying that it's hearing well. So
But Brian, aren't you supposed to be working? Get that guitar.
all right. Brian is saying that it hears you well. I don't know if it's hearing through Vasco's microphone or not. But yeah, I don't know.
Only Portuguese people are complaining though. Maybe it's.
Well, if you do that, we suddenly don't hear you, Vasco. So you better put your
Okay.
microphone closer.
definitely is listening by my microphone. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a little-
Okay, we share this one.
We share it. We
Yeah.
share it.
All right.
Okay.
But I can't hear you now.
So this is the same microphone that Michael Jackson used. Not the exact one, but he used one of these in the recording. That's what I was told.
Is
I'm not
this
sure.
a 2 from Michael? No.
Let's keep it how it is, and we'll just go.
Okay.
At least people can understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's break down these 2 people. So I have my racing drone here. So this one I bought this a few months ago. And I've just crashed it into a wall. So
we have that footage. I think I have that footage right here.
we should see that. We should see that. Do you have it in
I
there?
actually think I do. Let me
Okay.
see if I got it here. Let me just-
So basically, Vasco, tell us how do you build one of these things? Because you need to build your own drone, right? So it usually doesn't. Well, there are a few, but a good thing for you to understand how this works is how to build it. So you need to build to feel comfortable that you did a good job in building your drone, right?
Yeah.
So tell me.
Yeah, for competition you have to build your own drone. There are some brands you can buy it and the quads are very decent. But for competition, I think you have to build your own drone. And there are 2 independent
Microphone.
systems here. You have the mechanical and the motor parts, and you have the FPV part. Okay, the FPV you have the camera who brings the image, transmits.
Can you show it closer to the
Okay,
to
okay.
this?
It's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can build a
I'll be the
micro.
microphone, bitch.
Okay. Okay, the FPV system. You can put that FPV system in anything. You can put in a car, in the drone, in the airplane. You can put the FPV in any place. So we have the camera to capture the image. The camera goes to the video transmitter. It's wireless, okay, and then goes to the antenna. That antenna goes to my goggles antenna. It's not here, but it's here. Okay. The
So
antenna-
these goggles receive a live picture, and does it have any delay, or is it like real time?
It's almost real time. It's milliseconds the difference, but you can not notice. Yeah. In the last versions, it's about 15 milliseconds delay.
So this is why it has, because sometimes people complain that, oh, but you see some static, you see some interferences in there.
Yeah.
So people don't even notice that how advanced this technology is. For you to see real time with this quality, it needs to be really advanced, actually.
Yeah, maybe in the future, but right now I think is the weakest part on this sport is the video transmission. But it's okay for now. We can ride along, and there are a lot of competitions there. Yeah, and then the Googles give me the image of the FPV system, and that's I start to move my fingers to control these guys. So my radio, I can show my radio. I see the image, so I react with the radio. And the instructions my radio gives by this antenna is received by these two antennas. It's diversity. And this radio receiver, gives the orders to my FC, flight controller. And this flight controller is like a little computer who absorbs this message for my radio and controls the behavior of the drone. Next, the FC, the flight controller, gives orders to the ESCs, the speed controllers, who gives the amount of power to the motors to the drone goes stable.
But to fly, right? So
yeah, the X is like the accelerator for the motors. How much power the motors will receive. And that's it.
And that controls not just the power, but the actual turning, right? So you can actually fly this. You can turn, you can roll, you can do basically everything you do with an airplane. You can do with this.
Yeah.
So this is not a classic helicopter. This acts a bit more like an airplane, right?
Yeah, it's more like airplane. Yeah, but it's similar to a helicopter too. It's another thing. But
this is very simple, right? So everything is mounted into a static board. So right, this is frame, this X of carbon, and everything is stacked under this frame. So it's pretty basic. It's not like a helicopter. I remember when I was driving helicopters, piloting helicopters. It had a lot of moving parts. It had those servo motors to pull rods and stuff, and there's the moving parts. There was spinning stuff in there. This is very simple. So how can this fly? Because this is basic. Basically, it's 4 motors glued to a piece of wood. And then everything is sorted by the speed controller, right?
Yeah, it's all about the power the motors have. Because if I want to turn left or right, suppose I want to turn this side, these motors will give more power, they rotate more, and the quad goes that way. If I want to go yaw, it's more complicated. 2 of these motors have to stop so that the quad goes that side. It's more complicated to understand.
That's why you have when you look at the drone, you see that 2 props at the front spin to the opposite direction, and in the back they do the other side. That's why. Otherwise, it would just spin on its own axis.
It would just spin crazy, right?
Yeah. Which I've done, and it wasn't fun.
So basically, this flight controller has all of this information on how this will behave. So how does that work in terms of stabilizing the flight? So it has a gyroscope, right?
Yeah, I have a gyro. In competition, we don't use that gyro to stabilize. We correct all in the radio. It's the pilots who does all the corrections. But if you goes like horizon mode or
angle mode, yeah. So the easier modes for you to learn how to fly, right?
It's like DG. When you leave the sticks of the radio, and the drone goes horizon. Okay, they goes.
Yeah.
You are turning and you leave the sticks and it goes like that.
It levels.
Yeah.
It levels.
Yeah. When in drone race, no one's drive like that. It's like if you leave your drone here and you leave the sticks, he goes there and goes to the infinity.
But if you want to fly these, you have to fly. It's called acro.
Acro.
Or manual. You have to fly that way.
There was the first thing that when I started with a tiny whoop. So can you show us that is not a tiny whoop. It's
an upgraded version of tiny. Yeah. The big difference is the motors. The tiny whoop motors is brushed, and this one is brushless.
So I started with this. This is the one that I saw Noah flying in the kitchen, and this had a plastic cage around it, so it's pretty much indestructible.
Yeah.
And basically when I saw this, I said, okay, I need to start flying this outside, because you can fly this inside. If you go outside, you have a lot of issues, right? So when you're trying to turn, you just lose this power, and you go like, oh no, I need something else, right? Not with that one. That has plenty of power.
Yeah, F's plenty of power, but have the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because you fly these ones, and when you go to that one, it feels if you turn very suddenly,
it still loses.
Still loses. Yeah.
Okay, so do you race with this, or do you have other ones, right? You have David. You have also. So Vasco is more specialized in racing. David is more specialized in stunts, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference? What is the deal with this?
I think that what happens the difference between a racer and a freestyle is he wants to fly for a different kind of adrenaline. Like what they do, the way he flies, I can't fly like that. Not now, maybe I will in the future, but it's really fast, and it's like calculations on the go. Like I want to go around this course as fast as possible. There's like they have a certain flow, but it's not cinematic. Me, if I'm not flying a camera and I'm not recording it, I don't want to go fly, because I want to get home. I want to see the footage. I want to edit it. I want to go big, high up, like we were doing today. We were flying at this epic spot. And I mean, and I have a little bit different kind of drone than his, and I'll just grab these. Mine, I don't know, when I grabbed it, I was like, shit, this is so light. So it's a really popular frame. Many people write this is called the Chameleon, and that's what it looks like. And I could tell you, I don't know how much this weighs, because I don't care. It flies a GoPro, and it flies really fast, and it's fast enough for me. And this is Vasco's drone, and I've flown this twice. I think he's let me fly one of these. Mm-hmm. This is ridiculous. This is like so much faster than mine. It's not even fun to have a GoPro on this thing, because it's like, what the hell just happened? Like when you're editing, if you didn't film it in 60 frames, you're like, okay, it's just lines. That's how fast this thing is. But I think we actually are using the same motors. Are these 2,400 kV? Yeah. So you were racing on some other ones that were making some hella noise before, right? Like 2,700 kV or something.
Yeah.
Basically, this went what? And this went. But so this is much lighter, and this is for racing. And I can see you have an adapter here he can fly a GoPro on this as well. And I mean, he's such a good pilot. He can probably outfly me freestyle as well with this thing. But I like flying this, and this can take a beating. I mean, I've crashed. You saw some crashes today. This thing here, I mean, all I do is break props. Sometimes I'll break a motor, but this thing is near indestructible. And also, these guys who make this, if I break this frame, they'll send me a new one.
What?
Yeah, it's $90. They'll like, if you break this, lifetime warranty.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you break one of these arms and you're Vasco, he'll unsolder this and put a new arm and a new ask and a new motor and new whatever in like 5 minutes, and he'll have this up and running. Even if he brings 10 quads, they'll sit there and solder this. I've seen them. I'll just pull out my other quad, and if it breaks, I'll just go home.
So yeah, so you can't replace an arm, right? So
No,
you need to actually take everything apart and replace the whole frame.
The whole frame. That's why I have 2. But I have yet to break this thing. I know a lot of people have on the internet, and maybe people are going to go, oh my God, he doesn't break him. He doesn't fly hard. I fly hard, and I swear this thing has not broken yet.
Wow.
So I'm quite impressed.
So you do pretty much stunts, right?
Yeah.
So you fly around stuff and you capture image.
Image.
It's called freestyle.
It's called
Freestyle,
yeah.
right? Do we have a video? So I would like to show you guys the two things. So I have here. This is the championship. Let me close this one. Let me see. Stubble drone race. All right.
Yeah,
let me show you this. So I'm showing the Stubble drone race 2017 HD GoPro. So this is racing, right? This is what you do. You captured this?
Yeah, with the on the qualification.
Mike.
Okay. This ride was in my last qualification in the Setúbal competition. So I was already selected for the 22 finals pilots. So I can put my GoPro on my drone because it's a lot of weight to add to my quad. So I have to try to do the competition
The track. Yeah.
with the GoPro, and that was the result. I can go as fast I usually go with GoPro because the difference of 8, the behavior of the quad, it's a lot different. So
In other words, this is slow as hell, and it goes much faster than this.
yeah, I can go faster than this.
And this is already insane. I bet half the people who went there, not even more than half, can't go this fast with normal quads.
But I am trying not to crash to get the footage.
Mike.
Yeah.
So one of the things I tried to do one of these gates. Basically, the first time that I flew my drone, and I kid you not, this gate that I tried to pass, I could actually go underneath that gate. So that was like a 2-meter height gate. So one of these things, this is pretty big, and for me it felt like a tiny hole, and I was trying to go underneath, and I was like always boom, always hitting the gate. It's just
at the beginning
crazy.
it's very hard to get along with the gates. Yeah.
How do you practice for this?
Yeah, we have bought some football
goals.
Yeah,
Training goals
yeah,
for kids.
yeah, for kids, and you get the net, and we pass with the drones through that goals, and that is a very easy way to transport that gates. It's very easy to arm and to guard.
To take it apart.
Yeah. And they are very small, so if you can pass in that kind of gates, you can pass in any kind of gates in competition, because in competition they are much larger. Than
Those are not 2 meters height gates. No, those are like.
It don't break your quads as much as well. Because I've broken a couple of quads in those gates. And gates used to be expensive, but now we go down to Decathlon, and we just buy like the 10 or 14 euro gates and rip off the fabric on them.
Yeah, but it's not that ones we are using, because that kind of gates is very small.
It's even smaller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Smaller, I think the one we're going through yesterday was small, but yeah.
Okay. And freestyle. So freestyle. Do we have any nice video so that you would like me to show, David?
Yeah.
What should I search for?
Just if you go on YouTube.
Yeah.
FR3 style.
FR3
style. That's mine.
Style.
There's a billion other guys that are much better than me, but yeah, that's fun.
FR3 style.
There's gonna be a user with a guy sitting there in black and white. FR3 style, and there's a guy.
Is this you? Yeah. No, this is not you.
That's
it is you.
Sexy, yeah. That was actually a professional photographer who took that picture. I was in the newspaper for that. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, videos.
There's one called Surf and Fun, and then there's another
Surf's
one.
Up.
Yeah, that one.
Surf's Up.
Yeah, just shoot to the middle
All
of
right,
that.
let's see this one. Oh,
Oh, you
precisa de um site. Você
Nice,
precisa de um
you're
site, garoto.
You're getting some ads. Do they pay you for that? Or?
No.
No.
Nope.
Damn it.
Okay, so tell me, what is this? So this is your freestyling, right?
Yeah, this
Close
me.
to the water.
Yeah.
Where is this, by the way?
This is actually in Ericeira, here in
Ah,
Portugal.
nice.
I had some friends who came from Brazil, and they were shooting a TV series.
Oh, you're close to those waves.
Oh, I go through the spray in one of the takes. Yeah. So after this, I called these guys, and I'm like, "Hey, Team X Squad, listen. What do you guys use to wash your shit? Because I just went through a wave. And I think my thing's gonna go bad." And they're like, "You're stupid." But this is, yeah, I'm getting obsessed with flying in the water. I don't know why. It's just stupid because if you lose the drone there, I mean, it's GoPro like 200 euros, and there's like the drone 300 and something euros. It's 500 just for flying in stupid place. But it gives me adrenaline. This is like,
Look at that. This is total freedom, right? Total
Yeah.
freedom. Tell me about the prices of this. So if someone wants to start in this hobby, how much do you need to spend? Well, first let me tell you about mine. So I started with a tiny whoop, and I spent it like $60 on the tiny whoop, and then I bought a cheap radio for like 55, and the goggles were like 80. So this is pretty much Chinese stuff, right? Let me show you the difference. Let me show you the difference from this, right? So this. So this is my Chinese stuff. So this is an Ishin VRD2. This is pretty much like $80. But again, today I tried Vasco's goggles, and this was crazy. So this is my transmitter, which is a Fly Sky, another really cheap stuff. So you can start with this, right? Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's a good transmitter.
Well, it works, right? For me it works. But you can show Vasco. You can show what you have in there. What's the differences? What's the prices?
But what you have, it's a great way to begin in this part, because if you don't know what is the future about you,
Mike.
because if you want to just practice, and you want to fly 1-2 times a month, that kind of the material, it's enough. If you want to go to competitions and something like that, you have to invest a little more. So this radio, it's more expensive than yours, but not very much. It's 150 euros.
100, just 150.
Yeah,
I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, they are better, but this is the 80% of the pilots use that radio. This radio.
Why is that?
Because the price and what he does, it's amazing. It's the
Open source software
yeah,
and modules.
and it's for the price. It's the best you can buy. It's very cheap for what he does. Okay. The Googles is a big difference for this one for the ones you have. This is about 500 euros
500 euros
or
So
more.
that is the deal breaker, right?
Yeah.
That is the deal breaker.
Yeah.
So you go from these ones that was like $80. $80 is like what?
You can get them for 50 now, euros.
50 euros, something like this.
Yeah.
So you can start with this if you want, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to go to that straight away.
Yeah.
That is for more like hardcore.
Let me say,
Uh,
one of the best Portuguese pilots still use one type of goggles like yours.
Oh, okay.
So he drives very, very
Yeah,
good.
he's fast
And
as shit.
Okay, so
But
it's possible.
he is used to that goggles. So it's could be what is good for you could be not good for other pilots. These ones, I love these ones. They don't make these anymore. They have a big picture. The new version HD3 have a bit smaller picture but more sharp.
Mhm.
But who are used to this version HD2, they are addicted to it, and it's a shame they don't do this anymore.
Yeah, I felt quite a big difference, man. Quite a big difference.
Yeah.
I'm used to mine, and mine have a bigger picture, even bigger picture than yours, right?
Yeah.
But it's not as sharp as what I was feeling. I felt a bit more immersed. I feel like I was watching like an IMAX movie when I was looking into yours.
But the thing is, like, if you get more immersed with these goggles, But anybody who wants to try this, I always say, look, the radio, you can always sell it. You can always get your money back, almost, because people need these radios all the time. If you buy one of these radios, you get home, buy a USB cable, plug it in, get yourself a simulator, you can almost get a feel for what it's going to be like. Because people are like, am I going to waste? So what do I get? I mean, you can get a shitty drone, real cheap, and you're going to break it. And it's not going to last. And then you're going to be like, okay, this sucks. But if you fly like a really good drone, like you tried today, you tried the VMX.
Oh yeah,
that was insane, right?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
And it's not that expensive. What are those, like 200 and something euros? Yeah, 200 euros. Okay, it's much better than a
200 euros, everything, right?
Everything
ready to go.
Yeah, 230, yeah, something like that. But it's a sick drone. It will last a long time, and you can change all the parts. Now you can go on Banggood and get yourself.
I did that.
I mean, there's.
I did that. I can show you. I can show you what I bought for 70 on sale, and it never worked.
No, I mean, they're not so bad drones, but they don't last like these do. So thing is, what I say to people is, get the radio, get a good radio.
Get the radio, yeah.
Because you're gonna need a good radio. There's a cheaper one called the QX7, which is also fine. And you get one of those, plug it up, and fly the sim.
Practice.
I tell people, if you can fly good in the sim and you show me, I'll let you fly my drone. I have no problems in letting you fly my drone. Yeah. And then you can try my drone. And if you like it, just buy the same shit that I have. The exact same stuff. And start from there. Start with something that works. Because people, they're like, no, I want to buy the cheapest. I want to get this. And then they go and read the hypes on Facebook. And they're like, it's all about the hype. And everybody's talking about this part and this part. Doesn't work that way. You have to get stuff that works. Yeah. And that's what, for me, it's cheaper to fly drones. Because Vasco and the other guys in our team, they're so hooked to it that they'll buy all the new stuff, they'll test it, and I'll find out what works and what doesn't work, you know? I was flying some DYS motors, which are fine, and I waited 6 months before I changed to what they're flying, because I want to see it work. You know, it's like...
Makes a difference, right?
And I've been flying this setup for like almost a year now, and I love it.
Cheap becomes expensive. That's what I felt. That's what I felt. I bought one that was really bad, and today, man, do you have the footage of my crash? Like this is my drone crashed against a concrete wall, full throttle, and thank you Airblade for actually making a really sturdy drone, because I crashed this. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. This was pretty bad. The only thing I broke was actually the lens of the camera. That is the only thing that sticks out of this carbon frame. So everything else, well, I have the electronics, like all of that stack is a bit like moved forward. But man, like all the motors, I didn't even break the props. I didn't even break the props. I was shocked when I saw this. I was shocked.
I love when you crash and you're like walking over to your quad and you're like, God damn, this is gonna cost so much. I'm gonna go home. I got a lot of batteries I gotta discharge. And you walk up and it's like a bent prop. You bend it back and you're like, I'm in flying again. I love that.
Do you have the footage?
Yeah, I'm looking if Vasco has it. No, I think I have it, right? Yeah, I have it. All right.
I have it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you here.
Do you have that footage of the crash?
Yeah.
All right. So he's got the bigger tablet.
Vasco. I have here Rui Antunes. Hi, Rui. Rui is one of the best pilots in Portugal too, and he is not just a good pilot. He is the kind of godfather of drone racing in Portugal.
For sure.
Yeah.
Rui is saying, Vasco, show the footage, VMX2 versus Ghostmaster.
But this guy, it's responsible for so many pilots in Portugal starting in this hobby. He's the godfather in our country of this sport. So
we love you, Rui.
Yeah, big cheers for Rui.
All right, let's see that footage. Let's see what happened to me. So basically, let's break it down. So I was using one of your batteries, one of your 3S batteries. So the first time, can you explain me what is the 2S and 3S thing?
So they work in like cells. So every cell is 3.7 volts when we say discharged, and you charge them up to 420 if it's a normal battery, and then you can go 435 on a high voltage, but normally it's 420. So you have basically 3 cells that are charged at 420 each, and that's what you're burning down to 370 before you land. And from 2S, then you have 2 cells. So you have like, I think it's 10. You start off with like 10 volts or something.
Yeah.
No,
so
less 8 something volts. 820 or whatever it is. Yeah. But then when you go up to 3S, you get so much more power, and you spin the motors so much more. So it's like it's on crack, you know. It's like your drone's already cool and fast, and then you put this thing in, and you're like, what the
and
hell's
it
going
drains the batteries even more. No.
on? Same, it just goes
same?
faster. Cause
Yeah,
you,
it just
you're,
goes
you're
faster.
Just like, oh, come on, man.
It could actually go further if you would go at the same speed, but because you have way much more power.
Because your balls are going ding ding ding.
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Oh man, I was going for it. That's why
saw that.
when I told Vasco, say, oh, it's 10.1, and it's like, oh, time to come home, and it's like, okay, one more lap. So I went for another lap, and then I was like, okay, let me pull a bit more, like boom, and suddenly
Never do that.
I've pointed a bit down, and when I tried to recover, and so like, okay, let me go up the wall, and suddenly I had no response. It went straight onto the wall. All right,
Let's see that beautiful footage right
Can
now.
you get closer, Vasco? Can you get closer to the camera?
Like
More. No, up. Yeah.
Up,
All
up,
right.
up, left, down, up.
All
All
right.
right.
So yeah, 10.1. This is when I was asking. Oh, so 10.1. And it's like, yeah, time to go home. So 9.7, 10.1. So it's pretty low, right? So I went like, yeah, let me just go around the corner. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, time to go up. Boom.
Splat. And you know when that thing goes static, you know shit broke. Always.
Oh,
But
no.
there are times when you crash like that, and it'll just bounce off. It'll land the right way up, and you'll be like, no way. And you'll be like arming it slowly and be like listening, hoping that shit ain't broke. And it'll be like, yeah, it's good. And you take off, and it'll fly it, like make some noise, and you hear the props, and you bring it back, and you're like, everything works, and you just bent a prop.
Man, I was shocked when I went to see the first drone race in Vancouver, and I was shocked because they were in a 5-minute run. They were like crashing it, like breaking it. I thought like this is never gonna fly, and the guy would crash, and because it just doesn't come up again because it was flipped upside down. I thought, okay, it's dead. No, he would just pick it up. He looked at the quad. It's like, yeah, just a tiny bend on the props. Yeah, ready to go. On the ground. Vroom! It's like, whoa.
And now they have turtle mode, which is amazing.
What is that?
He'll explain it.
Yeah, turtle mode. It's a new thing that you can you crash and your drone is flipped, and I put something like this. It's like a shark
Fin?
fin, exactly. And so the drone has always 2 propellers
On the
free.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can invert the motors, so he goes like this, and you go start.
But do you need to program that on the radio?
Yeah, on the radio and on the flight controller too.
Did you copy that off P-Ballers?
It's similar. I don't copy, but it's similar. Yeah. But
no, just give a shout out to P-Ballers for that shark fin right there.
Man, I was really impressed.
Yeah.
I saw that thing ripping. At first, is the sound. The sound is impressive. It's like wah 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 wah.
it's like F1.
Oh my
F1
God.
cars, yeah.
But then you look at that from the point of view of the observer. That is impossible to control. But then you put the goggles on and you look through that and it's like, oh, actually, I can understand what he's doing. Because when you watch from the outside, you know nothing of what they're doing. It's just impossible to understand. But then you understand when you are inside. So this is why it's so much more fun for the people that are actually controlling it because they know what they want to do. But it's so durable, man. I couldn't believe.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
impossible.
impressive. Yeah.
All right, tell me about the championship that you are
Yeah.
organizing. What is that?
We start to do this kind of drones, these micro drones, and
Mike.
and these drones are so fun to pilot that some pilots have all together and make a competition around the country, Portugal, to do some competitions with these micro drones. And the first competition will be in Famalicão in the karting indoor space. Gonna be 5 of February next weekend.
Let me show a preview of that. Yeah, tell me.
And we believe this will bring a lot of pilots. I believe all the Portuguese pilots will join us in these competitions because this is a lot of fun. It's cheaper. The drones goes as fast as the big ones, and you can ride in small places like this one, the karting indoor, and even smaller places that 5-inch. It's not so easy because 5-inch you get afraid.
Oh, yeah.
The 5 inches you get afraid. Yeah, you can put the video Rui was asking for.
Okay. So
yeah.
which one is that?
It's training in your email training video.
Training.
And I was saying these drones, the battery it's so much cheaper because the battery for these drones is about €6, €650, and a good battery for the big ones. The competition ones, these big ones, it's about 30 euros. It's a lot. It's about 8 times more expensive. So I believe this is the future, actually.
Man, I was so impressed. I looked at the big ones, and I could straight away tell you, this is not for the average person. To go as fast as this and investing this money. It's not for the average guy. It needs to be for the hardcore racer, right? It cannot be for the normal guy that wants to play and to start see if he likes the actual sport. No, it needs to be for some hardcore shit. But with that, I think this is possible. This can actually break that. This is kind of the mini-Zs of the
exactly
of
it's
the radio control, right?
It's like I felt. Yeah, you can tell about how we met together.
Yes,
it was in the micro.
Basically, there's several scales of radio control cars. The big ones, the ones that run on gas, the 110s electrics, they are so expensive. And you need a big budget to do that. And then you have the smaller scale. The 127s, and that is where I met Vasco because we had a club, we had a big club, and everybody can actually have one of those cars. So you don't need to be rich to own a car and actually be world champion. That's what happened with some of our guys. Like we've been world champions with a car that could be owned by anyone. Sometimes we even tried the car of the guy that won the world championship, and so like. I couldn't drive this shit. I couldn't actually drive this shit. You are making a miracle driving this. So I have a better car, and I just can't be as good as you. But the good thing about this is everybody can have one, right? Yeah. So this is the good thing. It's small, it's legal. How's the legal stuff with these things?
Right now, if you have a drone above 250 grams, could be a trouble because the law says you have to. It's many laws for that drones. So this quads is with battery already. With battery, it's only 150
150.
Yeah.
So that is totally legal, right?
Totally illegal.
So it's above 250 that it's illegal to basically what is the deal? It's illegal to fly where?
It's okay near airports. People, state monuments, military places. Yeah.
So that is illegal to fly with those above 250, right? What about
grams? Yeah.
You have to sometimes for some of the what happens here is for some of these drones because people normally when they talk about drones, they always talk about the ones that film.
Yeah.
And when people make laws, they have no clue about
They have no clue,
They
right?
have no clue. It's too new, and I don't blame them. You know, it's a bunch of old guys who are sitting there who've been doing these laws for all these years, and all of a sudden they start seeing all these things about drones. And media doesn't help either because it talks a bunch of bullshit about what's happening and stuff. But I don't know if you want to get into that. But
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Why not? Why
let's
not?
get into it. But basically what happens is this. If you fly a drone, don't do stupid shit. But people love doing stupid shit. So it's like, if you see somebody do a stunt with a drone, maybe that person knows what they're doing. Maybe they've flown that drone for a year. They know everything works on it. They know everything is good. You take Vasco, for example. He knows all his gear. You know what I mean? Me, I don't change gear because I don't know if it's going to work good for me. I know what I have now works. I know what the limits are. So I can do some things that other people would say stupid, which sometimes I do, but not near people or other people's property. I'm only breaking my own drone.
Yeah.
But people can see these things and go, hey, I bet you I could do the same thing, but I'm going to do it downtown, or I'm going to fly I'm going to go invade people's private properties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you get the other side, which are people who don't know about drones. And they read online stuff that's just stupid. You know, like a drone was filming an airplane landing at 2,000 meters height.
Oh.
Okay, let me tell you something. To fly 2,000 meters high up, you need to know some shit about drones. And if you know that, you're not going to do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So these are most bullshit stories that I have theories of how that comes up. But
Yeah, it's media, right? It's media.
Media loves to
classic.
catch on those things.
Classic media.
But then they talk about it. And then you get people like, I was doing a video shoot for BMW, and we had this drone called the Inspire. And I'm just flying at the beach, and
That's a big one, right? That's a big fat drone.
It's bigger, yeah. I've flown much bigger than that, but yeah, it's a pretty big drone. It's intimidating because it looks like a freaking robot, and
Yeah. Yeah.
So one guy came up to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the cops on you," and I'm like, "Why?" And he's
Why?
like, and I'm like, "Can I just pilot and bring it back?" And he was almost wanted to like push me, and I was like, "Dude, I'm just flying a drone. Can you just let me land it and we'll discuss this?" And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm calling the cops. And I go, "Why? You're filming me." And I'm like, "Dude,
Sorry.
I'm filming BMW bikes here for BMW. We have all the documentation for this shit.
Yeah.
And what's your problem?" He's like, "Oh, no, I heard on TV that you guys are flying after airplanes." And I'm like, "Dude, does it look like airplanes are flying here? Have you seen the height we're flying at?
Oh,
we're flying
man.
like 5 meters high max." And people get
That's
onto
ridiculous.
this. So what I say is, if you get into drones, like read up on it. Like, there's some stupid shit you can do. Like the batteries are a little bit dangerous if you don't take care of them. I've had zero issues, but I know people who've had issues. Like, you don't leave them charged and all this stuff. All this is online, but people are trigger happy. They
There's a
wanna
lot of
fly.
information, right?
There's too much information almost. But basically, it's like, don't fly stupid places. Don't do stupid things. And
Just be safe, right? Be safe. Be safe, and think about other people. So
And 99%
there was-
of the people are. You know, it's
Yeah.
there's, of course, there's 1%. Like people drinking and driving. I mean,
Absolutely.
Are you going to take
Absolutely.
away cars?
Yeah.
But those are the rules. So, and we have to abide by some rules. We got into this because of what happens with us for FPV racing is we want to fly our drones. And it's funny because I'm not as much as everybody else neurotic about these laws because I've been flying drones for such a long time. I've had a couple of incidents with police coming up to me and asking what I'm doing, and it's only been positive. The only problems I've had are people who are uneducated, who are not the law, who come up to me and give me a hard time. But the law, the police officers, especially here in Portugal, are great. Like, have zero issues with them. But you take everybody here, especially like Rui Antunes, who is like the godfather here. He tells us, please don't do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Don't fly. Like, if we put up a video, he'll tell us not, like, think about what you're putting up. So it's good. But the safest community of all drones are the racers. And these are the guys flying at 150 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
But they are the safest guys.
Rui is saying it's not illegal, guys. Just above 250 grams in future, you will need insurance. Less than that, does not need it.
Yeah, it's
So-
true. Okay, this is legal in some places that ones are illegal. But what Rui is saying is true. You can ride heavy drones if you have authorization, if you have insurance, and if you are in the federation places like
You're at an airfield. If you're in a registered airfield, you're
clubs
fine.
in the clubs to this stuff, you can ride all the drones you want. Just in public places,
public places,
in the
right.
park, in the public park. With these guys, you can ride if you are not near to anyone.
Yeah.
These big ones could be a problem, even you are not.
That is dangerous. Like
yeah.
we know
Yeah,
that
we
how
know that.
we know how dangerous is that.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to say is about the championship. We will start with this one in Famalicão, 4th of February. But we want to do 5 more competitions this year, at least. And we have sure by now we have one in Algarve in May. So could be in Portimão, Lagos. We don't know have the sure where.
Is it going to be a karting as well?
No, it's maybe we want to be in the public space like a garden.
Ah, okay.
It's
a good idea.
We're gonna put a net around the place and everything. And you can go for more info in the Micro Championship 2018 in Facebook or in the website is www.f3uracing.com.
F3?
Racing.com. Yeah. And we'll put there in that website all the micro drone competitions and the other competitions too.
All right, so I'm showing here. So you have Micro Championship, F3U Open Class,
Exactly.
F3U Open Class, and World Cup.
There we go.
Okay,
There
so
we're gonna put.
Mr. Rui Antunes.
let's have a look. Oh, so this is in SICK. So it was television, right?
Yeah.
Was an interview, and this was a FI competition. It's an international competition. All pilots around Europe was there, and this the night competition was amazing.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
During the night,
And
this is with
Rui-
LEDs.
Hitting those gates at night, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And this was organized by, I believe, was by Calais. It's a club where I this year I am from Calais too. It's a great club, and they organized this competition. So this year will be again lady a competition for FI. It's the only one in Portugal this year. Unfortunately, the Setúbal was missing this year.
But I mean, with these small drones, with these smaller drones, we can have competitions at like local clubs. You know, like if you have a football stadium, we can go fly there. We can have, so if like cities want to host races and pull in people, that's
Just contact you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, if they want to contact us, and we'll help them set up so they can do the races. But I mean, my dream is to do it inside a shopping mall, because that would just be sick.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Inside a shopping mall. I mean, imagine that, like Vasco da Gama. Every time I go there,
Yeah.
that is one problem when you start flying drones. First flight you've done and you've seen it and you've done your first battery without crashing.
Yeah.
And we can do that competition after hours, after midnight.
After midnight.
I want
to do it when the shopping's open and people see that shit. Like just hang the nets, like the nets just fall down and you just do rates there.
Absolutely.
People would go nuts, man.
Crazy. There's a guy asking something here. Ricardo Galante is asking, como consigo saber a build desse drone? So he wants to know
Okay.
the build of this micro drone from Vasco.
There are many versions of this micro drone. This one was made by me, and this flies amazing. I'm sorry, but it's mine. I know, but I have to say,
You are a bit biased, my friend.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
a bit biased.
I'll be honest. I think that I like freestyle. And I'll tell you that shit flies. It's fast, man. You flew it today. That's
Oh
amazing.
man,
Yeah.
this is crack. This is very close to adrenaline rush of doing drugs.
It's the result of somebody who races, who knows what he wants, flies with 3 other racers, and everybody's testing all this gear at the same time on the same stuff. And that's what happens when you start getting consistent. You know what's good. And you start testing. All right, I know these 5 motors. There's maybe 100 motors. But I know these 5 are good. And they'll buy the 5, and they'll go test, and they'll buy, each one will buy like a pair of 5 motors each.
Yeah.
And then they'll test them. And then they'll all talk about it, and then they'll get into like, oh, I know if I want to fly longer, I'll have to use these motors. If I want this, I want that, like these motors. And that's how they got into this formula.
Yeah, man, it's sick. It's sick.
We
So
expend a lot of money testing new stuff.
if
But Ricardo,
yeah.
if you want to know more about this, go to my pilot page. It's VMX2. Search in
Next
Facebook,
to-
and we'll find
In your
VMX2 FPV
Facebook.
Facebook page, and give me a private message, and I will give. But in my page, my pilot page, you will find some image talking about these drones. Try to navigate
And the
on the
parts,
page.
right?
Yeah.
All
No,
right,
it's like a page with the
I'm
illustrations.
showing.
Of this.
I'm showing here.
What's the link to the Banggood clone version of it?
No,
That will be very
There's
too
gonna
soon
be-
for that. Too soon for that. I
Okay,
believe.
so I'm going through the page here.
Yeah.
So
Go around, you will find the image of many drones with the specs. Let me help you.
do you want to?
Go more.
This.
Is that? Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of info in that image.
All right. So you can pick up colors as well. So people would like to go fancy. You can put LEDs. So right. So you have LEDs on any of your drones?
Yeah, I have one of them.
So LEDs is more for like night racing, right? It's
Exactly.
for more. It's for customizing. It's like tuning.
So Vasco is opening his Pelican case here with the 11 drones. He's like looking for one that has the LEDs, and he's got 3 in his hand, but he doesn't have the battery for it, which is pretty funny. I have a battery here,
I
but
don't
it's
have
big.
the battery here to light the lights, but it's like this. And
Olha a Catarina, a dizer, olha o Vasquinho.
hello,
All right.
Katrina.
So you have LEDs on that?
Yeah, it's here
Let me
with
show
the same screw I used to fix the canopy. The same screw is used to fix the LEDs. So it's amazing. It's all in one. You can put all together and
I mean,
twice amazing.
this is going so fancy and so cheap. Back in the day, can you imagine all of these electronics? First, it would be like a big box, right? It was like a big board and stuff.
Yeah.
Now everything is so tiny,
Yeah.
so tiny. It's crazy, man. Look at this tiny whoop. This
And
is
durable.
This
I
is
mean,
insane.
My first
look at the size of that thing.
my first race quad was a QAV, actually a company called Lumineer, they were some of the first
Those are
ones to
good,
make them.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was selling some of their shit down in Brazil, like importing it illegally now that I'm not there anymore. So I was importing some that were like bigger ones for GoPros because that's what I was flying, and my customers were like, "I want one. Can I get one?" And then these guys from Lumineer hit me up and they said, "Hey, this is the new thing, and you need to have this in your store." And I didn't even have a store. I just ordered shit and sold it online. And they sent me one, and it was made out of, I think it's called G10 fiberglass or something. And I was like, I built that thing. It had some sunny sky, shitty motors. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. And I had no idea you had to fly it in acro. So I had like level mode. And so I put
Yeah.
my goggles. I had a pair of goggles. And I was like, first full throttle, just right into a wall, just split
Boom.
the frame in half.
Gone.
Gone. And the motors would like just break all the time. And it wouldn't last. I mean, I built like maybe 3 of them. And then I had carbon. And they just wouldn't last. Today, like this small one, like the one you hit today, this is a cheaper quad and it lasts.
Look at this.
Like this shit lasts a long time. It's amazing.
I still don't believe that this is. I thought I would see this in a million pieces.
You were like, it's gone.
it's gone. I told Vasco it's gone.
And
It's gone.
Vasco
Honestly, it's gone.
Vasco was like, I'm gonna sell a quad today.
Oh man. Yeah, first, let me get the goggles, and then I need to get one of yours. Absolutely, this is fun. That thing is next level. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That
My
is-
dream is to win some competition with this micro against the big ones. It's my dream.
It's different, right? Because even with crashes, you lose a bit more, right?
It's not
So
impossible. If the track is not too fast, these micros have a great chance because
technical,
the limitation is the batteries. These batteries have to be small, so
oh yeah.
to do fast
Fast
3
turns,
laps.
Yeah.
Many times it's 3 laps. 3 fast laps in the football field with these batteries could be difficult.
How does it work with the races? Because the one that I saw in Vancouver, I was a bit disappointed with the actual competition itself. Everything was about the lap. It was like doing a fast lap, and I'm the guy that hates just doing fast laps. if you are good in competition, you need to be good in proper like one to one, and it needs to be like everyone go. So you are in a proper race. You have the pressure of having someone behind, someone ahead. And that is completely different. That is more endurance. Totally. So when you say go, everybody has 10 laps or 5 minutes to go, and then we see who has the pressure to not just to do one lap, but to actually do a lot of consistent laps. The same thing with the cars. So when I was doing Mini Z in Vancouver, and everybody was crazy about doing laps. I was like, oh yeah, look at this lap that I've done. I was like, I don't care. Lap time. I don't care about lap time. Can you do 100 of those?
Yeah, but
no, you can do only one.
Nowadays, the best lap it's not like competitions are using now.
So how does it work?
It's about 1 minute and a half, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Because the batteries in competition modes, it's almost they last. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds. 2 minutes, it's a lot. So it's basically 3 laps on the football field. It's the usual thing. Yeah.
It's basically full throttle.
And the competition is always with 5 pilots altogether. And first they do the best pilots with the best time of the 3 laps. It's not the best lap. It's the best 3 the altogether the 3
but the
laps.
best 3 consecutive laps.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because for you to do one good lap, sometimes it's luck.
Yeah. Nowadays
right?
it's very rare that kind of competitions.
But
Five,
for you to have
like
to have 3 really fast laps, that makes you a good pilot, right?
Yeah.
That is completely different. So that is how it's going to work on these
competitions for micros, and like 5 competitions is like that too. And I believe the other competitions like DCL and the DRL.
DRL,
like,
yeah.
The thing, one of the things with all these competitions is for somebody who's piloting, it's so much different. This competition, this racing thing, this whole scene is totally different than somebody who is not a racer. So if you see it on TV, they've adapted these rules and stuff to make it more interesting for the general public who are looking at it. And still till today, all these races, they're trying to find a formula that will bring spectators to see it because it is amazing. It goes really fast. But as a spectator, if you look at these races,
it's difficult, right?
It's difficult to understand.
Yeah.
And if you show up, and you bring your own goggles and sit there and you're looking at the goggles, you will understand what's going on. But just seeing these drones, it's like going to Formula One race. I don't know if you've ever been to one. If you sit in the corner, after a while, you have no idea who's in first place.
Yeah,
because you just don't know. It's going so fast.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, if you look at,
I had that issue in Vancouver. So I was looking around.
You're like, who's first? Who's doing?
Yeah.
Who's the best? Who do I vote for? Who do I root for?
You know, the good thing that they did.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what they did in Vancouver? They had a projector. And they had, I don't know, somehow a way of showing all the frequencies.
4 screens at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
That was really fun.
When we were at the field, right? Didn't we have a bunch of screens there as well? We were showing a bunch of... Rui brought something so we could show 4 channels at the same time. Yeah. Because they do that streaming. Like when there's races worldwide, they stream online so you can see like the races and they'll like.
But you need someone to be announcing, right? If someone is announcing the race and telling you, okay, look at this one. The guy with the yellow drone is in front, and now the second guy is the blue one. And it's catching up. So you need someone to be.
In micro drone races in this championship,
you're gonna have that.
Talk about it.
Yeah, all right. So there's going to be a speaker in this micro. Is it going to be Jose Nunes or Jose Nunes? And he's a funny guy, and he knows how to do this talking and stuff. And he used to work with the PDR, which was Portugal Drone Race, which it was visually for somebody who was for the racers. It's one thing, and for the spectators and the sponsors, it was a different thing. Which they had going for them was the spectation kind of way. They had one race in Rocas, which was over this huge pool, and I'm like this. It's not like a square pool. It's like a nice pool that had like boats in it and shit. And the pilots would fly over it, and we had 2 or 3 drones that went down in the water, and there was like this way where you could see them coming, and it was far away, and they had to go far out and come in, and it was loud and going under this bridge, and I can show you later on the footage that I got from there, but. And that was like, to me, when I saw that race, that was like, whoa, this is insane. But for the racers, it's much different because it's a lot of straight lines. It's over water. I don't want to lose my shit. You know, like I spent all this money. I have my best racing quad because this one is the best one. And like first lap, this guy comes behind you, just knocks you over. Yeah. Or somebody turns on their drone while you're flying and your channel. You Boom, see nothing gone. And gone in the water.
Oh man!
So, but when you're looking at, spectators want to see crash.
It's two sides.
You want to see crash.
You want to see crash.
Come on, I know what it's like. I see these guys fly. I'm like, come on, man, crash.
It was actually pretty fun to watch the people going for it. One thing that for me was a bit frustrating was that sometimes we would end up a run, and there was just one guy. Yeah. Just the one that was so slow that he didn't crash.
That's how
everybody else crashed. Because but now I understand. Now I understand that if you go for it, you need to risk. There is a lot of risk in doing this. So if you are not crashing, you are not risking.
That's why when I was at a race last year, and I won two laps, and it was against Enrique Antunes, who's also a really good pilot. And before we started flying, I was just telling him, like, you're going to crash, you're going to crash, you're going to crash all the time, just hoping he would crash. And we took off, and there was two other guys as well, but no, we were only three. And those two guys, one guy and Enrique crashed, and I won. And I'm like, hey, man, I beat Enrique Antunes. Like...
Can you share the competition in the Rockers?
You sent me...
yeah, I sent you a link.
You sent me a link?
It's a little of... there are no music. It's a private video. Was
yeah.
I think it's a good way to show the place was amazing. That place was amazing. Yeah.
In the end, I can paste the link to you as well.
Oof! Look at that.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
Now imagine this
that's
with like
a lot
4
of water,
quads
man.
flying at the same time or more.
Oh, dude. And that is a structure. This metal structure. If you fail that.
Oh, there was carnage.
Oh. Is this a pool? Is this...
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, I think there is waves in that pool, no?
Yeah, they said there was waves. Yeah,
it's like a public pool, right?
Yeah, this is what was before the summer, so the pool is closed.
Yeah, and
the water was cold as shit, and we had to dive in there.
The track is not even pretty or challenging. It's pretty simple a track, right?
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah.
So the micro quad would not do well here.
Yeah, micro quad would kind of struggle. Yeah. Too fast, right?
Yeah, Marco is saying it's a fluvial beach. Yeah, there is a very close river next to this.
Oh yeah, that's water from
a river. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Rui Antunes, Ricardo, do you have builds on this website? Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, you can show that training track with the Rui Antunes on my YouTube. I can send you the link. It's on the email training video.
Training video?
Yeah.
I've shown that one, no?
I believe not. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
It's this one.
It's open already. Yeah.
It's this one here, right?
There was a very funny day, and me and Rui, we are a very similar flights, so it's a lot of fun. We are always passing through each other. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Marco is the same. Marco from X Squad. We are always trying to pass with each other.
Man, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Damn.
Is this micros?
No, this is the big ones. Yeah. In these days, we don't ride with micros.
You didn't.
It was
have
later.
that.
Yeah, it was later. And it's a lot of fun.
I like the music.
Yeah.
Mais que nada. Tiki 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 tiki.
Sai da frente que eu quero passar.
Get out the fucking way, I'm passing. Move, bitch, get out the way. That's the American version of this is move, bitch, get out the way.
Yeah, these days it's a lot of fun with it's FPV Portugal team. It's a lot of fun riding the X Squad and these guys.
This was 6 months ago, so now they're even faster.
Yeah.
Anybody watching this and going, I think I can do that? Hell, these guys are faster now.
Oh man, it's difficult. It's difficult to catch up. Really difficult to catch up with you guys right now, honestly.
What's the button I press here to get more wine? Because we're getting pampered here at this podcast.
Oh, you have something. Do you know those things? Línguas de gato.
Yeah,
The cat tongues. you know that in London I saw one of these things selling as cat tongues.
Oh yeah, really?
They really call that?
Yeah.
Call that?
They're calling it cat tongues.
Really?
Yeah.
So strange.
I bet all the vegans are like, fuck, get Pete on this thing now!
Cat tongues, man. Crazy.
All
right, guys. Anything else that you would like to share? Well, we've seen transmitters, we've seen goggles, we've seen drones, we've seen competition, freestyle. Freaking hell. It's a lot of stuff, man.
You want to talk about all our amazing sponsors? Money we make how much money do you make on this versus how much you spend on this per month?
No, come on.
Wait, let's just see.
I don't have any real sponsor. I believe the sponsorship is like they give you material.
Yeah.
I don't have any kind of that sponsor. My sponsors help me. It's like discounts and things like. But for me, it's enough because I don't want to be locked to a brand.
Specific brand, right?
Yeah, because
so you need to fly with a specific
I like
brand.
one brand motors one day, and the other day I prefer another brand. So I prefer not to be close to one brand, and I am always trying new brands and new stuff because there is there is not the best brand for round racing. Every day new things are coming out, and today.
And you are testing them all.
Yeah, today it's one brand, tomorrow it's another.
And I'm poor and I'm a whore, so if you guys want to sponsor me, I'll fly your shit and I'll say it's the best ever.
Yeah, me too.
So
David,
David doesn't care about this bullshit that Vasco is saying.
If anyone wants to sponsor me and let me use any kind of brands in competition,
But who is helping you with this material? So is there any store that's
obrc.co.uk.
Okay.
It's my number one store online. I love that store. The Mike, it's an amazing guy. The support he gives to the clients, it's an amazing store. I love OBRC.
So this is UK, and you can buy all the parts for these drones, right?
Yeah, OBRC has so many diversity of pieces
and the best things. They have the good stuff.
They are always getting new stuff every week. There are new things arriving.
And this is top notch, right? Because then you have cheaper websites where you can buy cheaper stuff like Banggood.com. So it comes from China.
Banggood is good. We have to be. Yeah, it's good for some parts.
Some parts, right? Some parts.
But I prefer to buy in Europe because I love to get the stuff tomorrow. OBRC have DHL Express.
Oh.
And so the stuff I ordered today, and tomorrow I have the things in my hand.
You're a junkie. You're a freaking junkie.
I mean, their support is great, but they give extra support to Vasco because they drive in Ferraris thanks to him. Guy has like 20 something drones.
They are the pimps, and you are the whore. You are giving them some money.
But as a pilot, my sponsor is obrc.co.uk. But our team, X Squads, have a sponsorship of HP Modelismo. It's a Portuguese store.
Oh, Portuguese store.
Yeah.
So you can have a few of these things in a Portuguese store as well, right?
And they are.
Crops.
Yeah,
Cheap
they have.
crops as well.
We advise to get some material. But the Portuguese market, it's complicated because online
it's super cheap, right?
It's hard to compete.
It's good for the support that these stores can give.
When you
right?
buy in Banggood, I don't know if you are paying taxes. So when you buy in Europe or in Portugal, you are paying tax. It's 20% more. So it's complicated. Yeah. But the guys like me who likes to have the things just now, just
tomorrow, brand new. I want to test it. I want to crash it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, if you get serious about drone racing, I mean, I look at all these kids, especially here in Portugal or online. Also, people like, I want to get into drones. All right, I'm going on Banggood. I'm gonna get myself some drone parts. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna fly. It breaks. I'm gonna wait another 30 days to get shit. Fly. I tell people, you want to take it seriously, you need 2 drones. You have to have 2 drones.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to have 8 or 10 batteries, or bring out something to charge them, because you gotta start flying consistently. I have like 2 jobs, so I don't have time to fly that much that I would like. But I only fly the same shit all the time, and at my house I have replacements for almost everything. Or better, I have these guys who have everything. They have like a whole store, Vasco, like or 3D printing. Like, why would I buy a 3D printer? These guys print so good,
They do it.
But you need to be consistent and have stuff. And if you want to get into drones, right? Sure, go on Banggood, buy yourself a drone or something. But if you want to be good, you need to have like spare parts. You need to have a lot. And
that's the same with every RC thing, right? So if you want to try it, buy a cheap thing just for you to see if you like it. If you like it, you want to get serious. Don't waste money with like medium stuff. Go straight away to good material, right?
Yeah, and if you did buy a drone, a shitty one, or I'll just say like a cheap one, and it broke, but you flew it decently, come out, talk to us. Just go on our Facebook and say, hey man, I bought this drone, I can fly it, and it broke. I would like to see what a good drone does. You want to ride freestyle? Sure, just fly my quad. I don't give a shit. And I think these guys will let you fly. Like, he let you fly his today, and I've seen him let other people try it if you know how to fly it. And you can see what it's like, because we love sharing. That's what we do. We love sharing this thing, and we love to talk to people to be safe and don't do it stupidly, because it takes one stupid person with one of these drones to mess it up for everybody. And that, because it's, drones are new and everybody's just talking about it.
He's stealing.
Are you going for me, or are you going for the times?
Let me say another thing to the Portuguese pilots. Come on, guys, come to these competitions, micro competitions, bigger competitions. We need more Portuguese pilots. We need more competitions in this country, because this is the grand difference, the big difference to other countries in Europe and outside of Europe. Portugal have need more competitions to pilots, get used to the ambience of competition. It's very hard at the beginning. And there are new pilots coming out now. I like to say, like Leonardo from the north of country, Ruben too. There is in the north are new kids on the block riding these drones very well. And we are hoping that these kids
They get better.
To win for the best of the world.
You need to support them. You need to support them. Like, I think you guys are at the moment right now that there's a few guys that are really good. But then if there's no one else, suddenly you go like, yeah, this is not fun anymore. So you need to be the ones to go to these places and help them. Like we've seen this in the car. So we would go to Spain. We would race with all of these Spanish drivers, and we were like, oh my God, you use a brake. Like, we've never used a brake in our lives. And suddenly we are listening to these guys and learning from them, and then we kind of level up. And then we took off from there. So it was much more fun.
And
so
that is the reason I was thinking for Rui Antunes, because he has a forum website where many pilots go there for asking for doubts, how I do this, how I do that. And Rui Antunes, he's always with energy to help everyone.
Yeah.
It's a great.
That's how I found FPV in Portugal. First, I was still in Sweden. I came back from Brazil, went to Sweden. I stayed there for a couple of months, and I wanted to know, like, I had this racing drone, and I had never flown it with another person, only by myself, and seen YouTube videos. So I had no idea what was really possible until you see it with your own eyes. And I went on this FPV Portugal, and there was a place there where you go and you put like, oh, talk about yourself. And I'm like, fine, I'm not going to do this. And then all of a sudden I had nothing to do. I'm like, I'll do it. And I went in and I wrote, so I'm going to start flying a little bit more racing drones, but I do video work. And somebody was like, oh yeah, what do you do? And I posted a link, and they're like, oh shit, that's awesome work. I do some drone stuff too, and this is what we do. And I thought it was like a really good community, really, really low negativity. That's what I liked that a lot. And then I actually found you through somebody's YouTube channel.
Is what Claudio was saying. That was the spirit of FPV Portugal since the beginning.
Exactly. No, it's really good, and they keep their shit real. You know, they really work hard to keep it clean. And I know that like they're not biased to like one thing. They're very open to everything. They very honest talking about everything.
That's so important, man.
It's really
I'm
important.
going to be honest with you.